Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, this is Those Guys with your host Matt Marrero along with the other host
Tristan Walter.
Now I'm super confused because I don't know what we're doing. This is a podcast that's coming out on a Wednesday. I'm really thrown off. We haven't had new podcasts come out on a Wednesday for a while. What day is today, Tristan? What day of the week is it for us?
Wednesday?
Star Wars Wednesday,
Technically
Tristan.
Wednesday. Yes.
It's Star Wars Wednesday.
Okay. I was going to try and get to that, but I didn't know what the appropriate answer. There's too many emotions,
Is it because
Matt.
we're... Okay, because I'm looking at the time, and I'm like, all right, yes, we're recording this at 12:30, but it's not even 12 a.m., it's 12:30, so it is Wednesday, and it's coming out on Wednesday. So it's Star Wars Wednesday, because we're doing a Star Wars movie, or general piece of media, we're reviewing it on a Wednesday. Tristan, what is a podcast? What do we do here?
What if it was Who Wars or Star Doctor?
Well, no, there is Doctor Who Wednesdays as well. There are like a sci-fi, like they do share a Wednesday.
There you go.
Yes, because after watching Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, your thought was, oh boy, you know what would make this great? Time travel. Star Wars and time travel, that's just ridiculous, Tristan. Don't even. Just ridiculous.
Right.
I don't even know what I'm referencing. I just know that I find it funny because it upsets Tristan. I sort of know what I'm referencing, but not really, because I haven't seen it yet. I've just heard about it.
You don't. Okay.
But I know what I'm referencing, but not fully. So Tristan is like holding his tongue like it was a really sweet moment, you little shit. But like to me, it's funny what I'm referencing in the Star Wars universe.
Okay.
But you know what was a sweeter moment? This whole movie. This whole movie was just a barrel of sweet moments. Nothing sad. So sweet. I mean, arguably stuff sad, but nothing like violent, right? Like Snoke getting cut in half. So when this movie came out, there was a lot of divisiveness regarding the movie.
Oh, God.
Like, I heard some people saying, and this, I don't know if this is true, not so much them saying this, but I don't know if, like, it's true in terms of, no, because hear me out here. There was some people that were saying that the First Order, and even the, the original bad guys, right, apparently, like stormtroopers and everything, they're kind of based off Nazis. And when I heard that, I was like, no. It's fucking weird. Right?
Right.
And then other people were like, oh, the rebellion, it's like they're the French. And I'm just like, what? No. Mm-hmm. Super odd, super weird. Mm-hmm. But cause Tristan, how could they be Nazis if they have women and they have minorities? Sure, they're all human in a race filled with a bunch of different kinds of beings, but they can't be Nazis.
I mean, they're still xenophobic.
Come on, xenophobic, Tristan.
I know, that's not a real thing.
At least not in the Star Wars universe. Apparently, you can also fucking breathe in space, but whatever.
All right.
So,
well, I see we're going to have a talking.
Well, no. Okay. So here's my... No. I mean, okay, but we'll get to that later, because right now, all jokes aside, there was a lot of divisiveness in this movie, and it was a little awkward because I thought we got over it with Episode 7. Like, I thought okay, guys, you're gonna be weird about this. And by the way, the reason why I say weird, right? It's like, oh well, because there's this weird. I'm not saying it's the same people or the same person, but there's this weird like argument thing where it's just like some people will say, oh no, you can't have, women in these big roles, and then when someone says, but that's why we need them in these roles because there are so few of them. Then someone goes, but remember Ripley from Alien? It's like, wait, so are there not enough or are there? I'm confused.
Right.
Like, so like there's I'm not saying it's the same person doing it, but it's just such an interesting argument where it's just, or in some cases silly, because just like, we can't have Rey or the few women that we had in this movie. No, we cannot have them. It's just like, okay, but we need more women in me. No, we don't, because we have enough. It's like, wait, so we have enough, so we don't need more? That's what?
I think the word you're looking for this argument is stupid.
There we go. Yeah. Well, it's especially stupid because we have the vice. I want to say vice general, but that sounds like a very wrong name title. But you don't think of purple hair. Vice Admiral?
What?
She had purple hair. She's with the rebellion. She was a big part of the movie, Kristen.
Oh, yes.
What was her rank?
Sorry, I thought you were still talking First Order, so you said purple hair, and I'm like,
no, my bad. No, I'm talking about, because now we're briefly talking about diversity.
Yes, with the Resistance.
Quote, unquote,
Yes.
Yes, the Resistance.
Yes, and her actress is the same who played in the first Jurassic Park movie. I cannot think of her name.
Oh, shit, that's her.
Yep.
Oh, shit, that's her. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow, she's good at the acting thing. Oh, shit. Okay.
And that's what a lot of people said about her actress, or the character, which made me sad because I love the actress.
Well, but here's the thing, the interesting thing about the character, right? In my opinion, if you have people here, and I'm sorry, maybe I didn't say rebellion, I said order by accident earlier. That's what threw you off. But my point is that with her, her character, some people will be like, it's diversity and then the purple hair, SJ-dubs. And it's kind of like, guys, she was proven wrong a lot by a man who, sure, if you're talking about diversity, is Mexican, but he's not Mexican in universe. Like, the actor is Mexican. They don't really specify, like, an ethnicity in Star Wars.
Right.
So, because Poe, straight up just throughout the movie, it feels like, I mean, Poe is learning, right? But still, even then, it feels like his plan worked, and he went behind their back and arguably, yes, started a mutiny. And I know we're going to say, but she was wrong. But that's the point. You know, the idea of, you're putting women in all these things. Like, yeah, but she was, quote unquote, wrong, even though she was a woman. Like, I feel like sometimes it's just the idea of a presence being there that isn't a certain look that you prefer before even seeing the role in the movie. It's just like, nope, gone.
Right.
Unneeded. And it's just like, did we do that to Leia? Like, Leia was really, like, yes, Leia had the golden bikini stuff, but Leia was pretty badass in 4, 5, and 6. But you don't see people being like, we got to get her out of this franchise. She's gone. Nope.
Right.
It's just silly. So, or like you said, stupid.
Oh, Vice Admiral Holdo. There we go. That was the character.
Oh, it was
name.
Vice Admiral.
Yeah, Laura Dern. There we go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Vice Admiral. Thank you.
Yes.
But, yes. But
it's funny. I actually heard, from a friend of ours, the exact opposite, saying, they should have shot Poe. He started a mutiny. I'm like, excuse me?
Here's the thing, though, right? I don't want Poe to die, but I was expecting something like that because we have to be honest here. I don't want him to die. I'm just saying, like, he started a mutiny. Like, that is canon. Granted. And here's the thing, too, right? I feel like Hodo should have been evil or something or trying to plot against them because it felt like, well, if you're going to go to the level of starting a fucking mutiny, we're going to have to get a big reveal that even though on a podcast we're going to be like, but he didn't know it when he started the mutiny. Still, you might be like, but it ended up working out. But, like, we can't even say that because she actually was really nice.
Yeah.
She died for the rebellion, but it's just so strange because I was sitting there like, wait, they're planning to escape, they're waiting it out, they're not really being like. Granted, I'm not like in no way was Poe right because in theory, the movie wouldn't have happened if Poe had been like, oh, we're going to lay off will, like, because if Poe listened to Leia, the whole idea was, of course, look, the Order wants to kill them, no shit, right? That's the whole point of the Order kind of existing, right? But at the same time, it felt like it was a direct attack of like, oh, you blew up one of our bigger ships that cost a lot of money and killed some of our people. Yeah, we're going to fucking go even harder right now. Like, you thought we were bad a few minutes ago. We're going to fucking go harder. Because it immediately felt like if Poe had just done his thing and left, they'd been like, oh, we'll get those, rebel scum. But it felt more like, oh, that's cute. You think we can't go harder? And then immediately it's like, hey, we went light speed. Yeah, they can cut light speed. Oh, fuck. Like, it felt like they just...
Which is something that's never been done before. Like, it was an impossibility.
I mean...
Because it's basically, there's too many, unless you have, like, an idea of the coordinates that they have set, or what kind of, like, hyperspace lane, if there are major ones nearby, what they're going to use. So unless you have some kind of data to point you in the direction of where they might be going, there's just too many, there's too many jump points and too many exits to calculate fast enough to be able to make it. Yeah, exactly. So the whole reveal of they can track us through hyperspace, that's actually a really big fucking deal.
Yeah, that should have been a lot bigger. Because to me, I was like, did they do that in Episode 7? Because it seemed like it never happened until 5 minutes into this movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so then, because here's the thing. The way they made the reveal...
At least in canon.
Kind of... What?
I'm saying in canon. Like, I'm not sure
but
if
I'm
it's
saying...
done in Legends or not, but yeah.
Oh, okay. No, what's really funny is when you said it in canon, he said, I'm not sure, and I was like, is he going to say real life right now? Because I was like, I'm going to have to look at you over the phone. And we're on the phone. I have to look at you and be like,
I wish.
Yeah, right? But in canon, yes. In the movie canon, it's never happened in tracking. But what's odd is that the way the reveal happened in this movie, it made it seem like it was like, oh, of course. As if, like, we should have known, like, oh, that makes sense. That's why they were so on top of things in Episode 7. Like, I don't know. Like, it didn't click to me. As like because the way I can't remember her name, the woman, she shocked the shit out of Finn.
Oh yeah,
she was
Rose.
An amazing part of the film. Rose. Oh, her name is Rose. Okay, so she.
Yes.
The way she was like,
another character who was highly attacked, and actress as well, which is really, really bad.
Which is why I'm super happy that she's not dead, because if people want to get angry for one movie, get angry for Episode 9 too. Fuck it. Like, I don't really get it. Like, it's just kind of a thing where, it's I don't know what to say at this point, really, where it's just like, she didn't, like, believe me, I would kind of understand, believe me, if at some point throughout one of these 3 films, the women on the female characters were just like, we're going to lock the men up, and then, like, slap them in the face and called them rapists. I'd be like, oh, shit, what the fuck? I'd be like, what is this? Holy shit. I'd be like, okay, this is a little awkward, guys. This is really fucking, what is this? I'd be like, I don't know what's going on right now. But that didn't fucking happen. Like, it's just, hey, it's a female character that exists.
Yeah.
Crickets. Because if it felt like, oh, the men are being demeaned and demoralized just for being men, I'll hear the argument in certain cases, but it's just a woman existing. It's literally what it is. For all we fucking know, half those aliens that had genitals that we assume are what people would say are female, right? For all we know, those aliens have fucking genitals that humans would be like, all right, that is quote-unquote female. And we don't fucking know. They're fucking, like, I'm saying, like, if there's fucking aliens, why can't there be women? Like, holy shit, dude. You know?
Right.
It's just so interesting. The only thing I have to say, though, is, and I made a light joke about that earlier, but I have to admit, though, I don't think there should be minorities working with the First Order. That's a little weird. Now, granted, they're still human or humanoid.
Yeah.
At least, like, but it's a little awkward when it's just, like, in the first film, the first three, of course, 4, 5, and 6, and as well as 7. Of course, we had the female bounty hunter, yes, but it felt as if overall it was like there were some women running around, but I can't remember seeing, like, an Asian man or no one African American, but, like, or African in general, but, like, because there was an Asian guy randomly, just like a random side character at one point, who just said something like, "Oh, we have to fire over here, sir," and I was just like, okay.
Right.
Like, granted, it's just one of those things where it's just like what they're trying to set up, especially from 7, and again, even in 4, 5, and 6, it's just like you were setting it up, like having that main bad guy, not just not Kylo Ren, of course, the other British guy. I was like, yeah, you kind of feels like you were just like literally they just gave him one look and they were like, you're hired,
General
just for
Hux.
the accent alone. Yeah. What was his name again?
Hux.
Hux? Okay, now he's General Hux. So, General Hux.
Okay.
It's super easy. Like, it's not even funny. It's just obvious.
This is General Hux. We will destroy you, your resistance, and your precious princess, and burn everything to the ground. I'll hold. What? No, he can hear me, can't he?
I thought it was a recording.
No, it was just fucking with him.
Until I saw him.
If you're able to find General Hux, tell him that General Organa has a very important message to him about his mom.
My God.
And then hangs up and hits the jets. He's moving to attack
What's funny
position.
is it's like just one person. What's going on? I think they're fucking with Hux, sir.
Yeah, well, that right. The captain on deck, he looks up at her. He's like, I believe he's tooling with you, sir.
So
that was
some of
the best opening for me. Like, I love that opening to that movie so much.
Yeah, some of the comedy in the movie was actually really funny. Some of it, I don't know if it was as on point as they may have wanted it to be.
I think you're referencing one very specific scene.
Which scene are you thinking of? Because maybe we agree, maybe we disagree. I want to hear what because usually you're like, no, I think it was all pretty funny, minus like Vader in like Rogue One. Usually you're like, no, it's all funny or something. But like, what scene are you referring to?
Well, the point where we pick up from the end of the last movie, where Rey holds out the lightsaber. And Luke looks at it, the first lightsaber he ever held, the one Ben gave to him, his father's lightsaber before he became Darth Vader. Yeah, fuck this. Tosses it over his fucking shoulder and walks away.
I mean, it didn't have to be considered funny. It could have just been shocking.
I mean, yes, that's true. And if, like, the shock value, sure, you did it. You got it. I didn't see it coming.
The amount of older fans in theaters that had heart palpitations, and you're like, no, Matt, it's heart palpitations. No, it was actually a heart palpitine where they were holding their heart, extending their arm out, and electricity was just shooting out of it.
Kind of, yeah.
This movie definitely gave some people heart palpitations. And it's funny.
Oh, yes.
Well, it's so interesting because, like, the SJW stuff, I'm sorry, guys, I'm tossing that away. I'm not really looking at that. I don't really care.
No.
The Luke stuff, we can genuinely have a conversation about that. And we are, because it's a fucking podcast.
It's basically the direction that they took a character. That
which I agree with. I don't know if I agree with the whole I wanted to kill him, but I agree with the idea of him being jaded because it's like, guys, if you want to more, like, I don't know, like, I would have felt awkward if we got a happy-go-lucky Luke that was like, hey, guys, how's it going?
True.
I'm really old and everything's great, and, let's just go, because then why wouldn't he have been in Episode 7? Like he's just living on an island. He's living on some island, just being like, no, I'm actually having a really good time. This was my actual getaway. What? The First Order? Who's that? What? Kylo? Who? Oh my goodness! All right, I'll go fight with you guys.
Wait, where's Han? Oh,
he died. Oh, he had a good run. I love that guy. Like what the? Like somewhere you had to have pain and sadness with Luke. You couldn't just have him sit there and just be like, wait, what? What happened to Han? Ah, well. And then pauses, like, all right. Wait, you want me to go with you? Okay.
I mean, because let's be completely real. Like, the thing was, though, people, like, there was kind of a picture painted of Luke Skywalker already from Legends. And the fact that we didn't get him in the first movie, and then this is his appearance, and you know, a lot of people had a lot of expectations going into this, and I get that. I understand that.
But then
we want our
is,
character to be the big hero that we always imagined him to be, and he even says it. You know, oh, I'm the legend, Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master. It's what, like, they even kind of established that in the movie. He looks out, it's like, yeah, everybody calls me a fucking legend. I was the only one, and also, I'm a person. I make mistakes. I don't always have all the answers. I'm not the, mythical being you make me out to be.
Which, now that you say that, maybe I could be a member of the Jedi Order. Ba-dum-bum. Because the way Luke was shitting on the Order for the entire fucking movie, to the point where Yoda was just like, you're gonna do it? Fucking do it. Like, I love it.
Oh, that was so beautiful.
Do what you are, shit little.
I was so happy.
I was like,
but just Yoda fucking with him, like, oh, Skywalker, I have missed you, and then lights the tree on fire, and he's like, the sacred texts. Read them, did you? Well, I perused the page turners. They were not. Fucking Yoda.
Because that's really how that's the thing. That's who Yoda is. Like, Yoda was not part of the original.
Motherfucker.
No, because the thing with Yoda is I feel like another character that people have been like, really building up where it's like, no, like Yoda's not like part of the original Republic that might actually be like, whoa guys, these are our texts. Like, episodes 1, 2, and 3 weren't like the original, like the ones that you discussed with me, like that have been adapted in games and that have been adapted in, Legends. You know what I'm talking about? Like there were earlier republics and earlier wars before 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I mean, there's the old Republic.
Right, weren't those the old, like, aren't those the old Republic texts, or are those texts from, like, the ones from 1, 2, and 3?
No. Well, no. The Republic and the Jedi Order are two different factions, two different things.
Fair.
The Republic is the government. The Jedi Order is, like Luke says, is a religion. So those are
I know.
The ancient Jedi texts, yes.
Okay.
But, like Yoda says, wisdom they hold, but it's nothing that Rey didn't already have within her.
Yes. So the reason why my brain is thrown off and every Star Wars fan out there is like, first he started with the SJW stuff and now he messed up the canon. It's because there's, for me anyway, as someone who has only really seen the films and also some animated stuff as well as some of the stuff you mentioned to me, and I haven't really delved into the expanded universe via games, it gets very confusing where it's like, but Tristan, the Republic used the Force, didn't they? Or did they only use lightsabers? Did they not use the Force? What?
It's funny. Everything that you just said in that sentence was wrong.
Yes. Thank you. You got me. No, because what I'm saying is, because in the older video games, you know who I'm thinking of. Like, in what I'm thinking of, though. Like, what games I'm thinking of, what, like, storylines I'm thinking of. Like, old, like, where we had twists and turns with who you were, like, stuff like that.
Yes, I know what you're Knights of the Old Republic.
They used lightsabers. Like pew, pew.
The Jedi and Sith did, yes.
Oh, okay.
not the Republic itself.
Okay.
Like, Republic soldiers
fair.
did not use lightsabers. Lightsabers are a specific thing to, well, yeah, Jedi and Sith.
Right, I know where my brain is being fried now. Republic government. I keep on, basically, when we go far, no, because in my brain, because of how much fucking, in 1, 2, and 3, because of how much talk we got about trade tariffs and shit like that, from the Jedi, my brain is like, they're the Republic. And it's like, no, Matt, the Republic and the Jedi are different. And it's like, but it's a church state.
True.
What do you... Eventually, it feels like it's a church state when you have Jedi discussing legal matters and talking about what's going on with Congress.
Well, the thing is, they're supposed to be ambassadors.
Yes, I know. They're supposed to be separate, but when we have 1, 2, and 3 focused on them, and then we have them so much in the mix, it feels like they're one and the same.
Yeah, it's the Clone Wars that really bring them into the mix. And even the Jedi, you know, it splits the whole order in that sense. Like, half of them are like, no, we need to stand alongside the Republic and fight with them. The other half is like, no, we shouldn't get involved in the Republic's war, even though we reside within Republic space, because we don't do wars, remember, guys?
Right, and also, you know what also throws me off? And I know we're getting a little bit off topic, but please, everyone, hear me out. The phrase, Knights of the Old Republic, and then it's like, no, Matt, they were the Knights of the Old, not the Republic. They were the and I'm just in my head, I'm just like, ah.
And you might also be confusing the MMORPG, The Old Republic.
I'm sorry, what? That's another one?
That's another game.
Like, are you telling me that's two different games?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying. So when someone sees those... No, because I just want to make sure. I want to clarify that I wasn't misreading Knights of the Old Republic as the Old Republic. So, yeah, when that happens, your brain immediately goes, yeah, the Republic. You're like, no, Matt, no, the Jedi. But what I'm saying is, old Jedi text, it's not from 1, 2, and 3. It's older than that, is what I was trying to get at.
Those
That's
texts
what I was trying
are ancient.
Right. That was my point that I was trying to make, is the idea that it's not like Yoda is sitting there like fucking drafting the text.
No.
Like, like it's just this is our text. Like, no. Like, this is like, even Yoda is just like, well, like, it's the future is the future, the past is the past. Oh, like, we all died. Shit. Like, what are we going to do? Like, and that's what's so interesting about the difference between the Jedi here, funny, I say Jedi singular because it's the last one. I will not be the last Jedi. No, but the Jedi here and the First Order is the idea of the First Order, like, we have to hearken back to the old days of Vader. And you just have Yoda being like, fuck Vader, fuck me, fuck everything. Like, the future is here. like, all right.
Oh,
thanks,
God.
Thanks, hippie Yoda. Like,
oh God, no! Kylo Ren is the one that says "fuck this, fuck that." I am the new everything.
But the new everything, but still hearkening back to the old, which, like, because it's the First Order is. I know it's like, but they're the first, Matt. Yeah, but there's a reason why they didn't ditch the stormtroopers, and it wasn't because of cutting costs.
Yeah,
I can assure you.
Yeah, no, they're definitely like. They definitely have their roots in, the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a whole deal in Legends with, an Imperial remnant. And, they kind of mirror that, but the First Order is different. It's like, yes, they have their, roots and some ideologies from the Empire, but it is kind of going for its own rulership as well.
I would prefer, though, if in Episode 9 we got to see some older fogies who were in the Empire, because obviously not all of them died, not all of them were eradicated, and frankly it wasn't long enough for them all to pass on. Because if they passed on, then why the fuck would we have Luke and Leia and Han?
Right.
You know
and
what I'm
even
saying? Like,
Admiral Akbar, too. I mean, alien, so maybe a different lifespan, but
he passed
the
away,
fish head guy.
I fucking know who Admiral Akbar is.
Okay, all right, I'm just making sure.
How dare you?
Your track record hasn't been that great so far, so.
It's a trap. Okay? It's a fucking trap. This whole podcast is a trap. That's what it is. This whole episode, you're like, I'm going to see how much Matt knows. You want me to spoil Rebels for everyone? Because I would never. I mean, how do I know more about... it wouldn't be a spoiler for you, but I don't want to spoil anyone else out there who hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah. Oh, God.
But I know. I'm so... Now it's really funny. Now I'm Yoda and you're Luke. You're like, Matt, the ancient text. I'm like, who gives a shit, bro?
Oh, my God.
But I do have to say one thing, though, about Luke. I fully understand that having a character formed via legends and comic books and all this other media is really frustrating to see that kind of thrown down the drain for what happened in Episode 8. However, as shitty as it was, Disney prepped us for that level of disappointment. Now, I'm not saying we have to like it, but Disney said Legends is now a legacy thing. It's not canon. They prepped us for that. They didn't say, but only the Luke stuff counts. They never said that at all. They were like, that's supplementary material. That's not canon anymore. Now, you could have. Now, I'm not saying that anyone can't still not be upset about it. Continuously be upset, sure. But it's not like Disney didn't talk about it at all and then released 7 and we're like, this isn't Legends, and then 8 and we're like, what is going on here?
Right.
Like, that was set aside early on. And also, more importantly, I mean, if there are people out there, and there obviously are, because, there are definitely people who are bigger fans of Star Wars than you or I, and they've read every bit of Legends media, then I'm really sorry about what happened to Luke, right? But if there are people out there who haven't, you can just delve into more Legends media. Like, Disney isn't burning books, as far as I know.
Right, exactly.
Like, they're not buying out the Legends books and burning. Aren't they re-releasing
stuff that's been reprinted. Yeah. Yeah, it has the Legends tag on it. That's all.
Exactly. So that's the whole. So think about that right there, right? Like, not just you, just
saying
that
in
general.
That's still merchandise. Like, that's still money.
That people will hate buy. They'll be like, "Fucking, I cannot believe what happened to Luke. I'm gonna buy the Legends title," or and then they do, and then all of a sudden it's just like, whoops. So
I mean, it's it's the idea that Luke wasn't the grandiose, powerful hero that he was made out to be. But
I mean, he
was made out to be in
bit.
Legends. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just the idea that people didn't get to see that they wanted to on the big screen because, he doesn't appear until this movie, and now he's obviously gone. So
I don't know how gone he is.
Well, that's the thing.
I know that he's...
I mean, that's the whole idea with Star Wars. No, Luke even says it to Leia. No one's ever really gone,
But it's just...
And especially being as in tune with the Force as Luke is, we're going to see a Force ghost. It's like...
Yeah, of course.
If we didn't see a Force ghost of Luke Skywalker talking to Rey in Episode 9, I would be angry. Because
it would
come the fuck on.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
So yeah, of course, the idea is no one's ever really gone. I don't understand why, and I know again you're going to get on my ass, but I'm just being dead serious here, because obviously it was great that Kylo Ren didn't have another fucking main cast or main character from the 4, 5, and 6 kills. On his, no, because if he did, I'd be like, all right, let's just bring back Anakin. Fuck it, let's just do this.
I mean, in a way, he kind of did, but oh my god.
What?
No, I mean, like, Kylo didn't physically kill him himself, but the exertion that he had to do to make that astral projection of himself did kill him in the end.
Oh, yes. No, of course it did. Well, it's funny, though, because it killed him, but, like, other people have straight up, actually, no. never mind. I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. Because we had old Ben Kenobi. I don't know about old Ben, but I know an Obi-Wan. No, but old Ben Kenobi. Because when he was sliced in half, he also disappeared.
Yep. Well, that's basically Luke pulled an Obi-Wan, and I knew he was going to at some point. I really was hoping it wouldn't be this soon, but I knew it was going to happen at some point.
Yeah, for me, I think what gave me the chills is the fact that they had the moons and they had the shot, like the first one, or episode 4.
Yeah.
Where he's just looking at the,
looking at the twin suns, and that's when he passes. Yeah. Yeah,
me. I was like, all right.
It's hugely, oh, dude, you have no idea. Like, I'll just say this real quick. I saw this movie a few times in theaters. I saw it with friends. I saw it with my family. There was at no point did I ever not cry like a baby when Luke walks out there and ultimately passes on into the Force. You know, I watched this with my parents, and they grew up with the original trilogy. So me and my father, you know, both hugely into Star Wars. Me and my father were both in tears, in tandem.
Yeah.
At watching Luke walk out there.
I understand why you would be.
It's a very powerful scene. Yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
And that's a character that's been part of my childhood as well. Finally seeing that character go, and the whole idea was, you know, when we saw the title drop, Last Jedi. It's like everybody knew what was going to fucking happen. Even I did. I didn't want to accept it.
I didn't believe it because I didn't see a reason why. I mean, obviously now as a Force ghost, yes, he could appear in Episode 9, but I didn't see a reason why he couldn't appear in other episodes, like fully alive. Like, it just didn't. I didn't see a reason why he had to die. Setting up the movie the way that they did, yes, it obviously made sense. I don't think I'm sitting here like, no, he didn't have to die. Like, no, I think it makes sense, his sacrifice. Right. I'm happy, but I have to say, though, I am happy that Kylo Ren didn't get that death, because it seems like they really are flirting with the idea that at least in Episode 9, Kylo may actually be good again, even though they did some stupid shit in this movie to be like, we have to move on. Oh, good, Kylo, and rule the galaxy together. God fucking, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's not moving on, Kylo. It's not moving on, Kylo. But at the same...
Right. That's...
But here's the thing, though.
Luke
hear me out,
even
though.
says to Rey. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to say, even though it's like, they still couldn't make him kill Luke, because then no one would ever accept him in any media for as long as all of us who saw that originally live.
Right. I mean, he nearly killed Leia, too, for fuck's sake.
But he held back, and that's what I'm saying. In that middle ground of, he held back, and even then he realized, I killed my dad. I didn't get whatever I thought I was going to get from doing that. This sucks. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and to be fair, even though it's like, but, he'll never become liked in any way because he had to kill Han Solo. Well, who else would have? Because Harrison Ford did not want to come back after that one. He was good. So someone had to kill him.
Right.
One thing I want to mention, though, is I don't know why I thought about this. Just imagine just Luke saying, everyone, it's like technically, not everyone, or no one actually leaves us. What was the exact quote? It was just something about everyone's always with you or something like that?
Yeah, no one's ever really gone.
Right. No one's ever really gone. Rey's like, but why are you crying? He's like, Biggs! Biggs!
Oh, what the fuck, Matt?
I saw someone. I got to be real with you. I saw someone in a ship that looked like, not Biggs, he looked like the other heavier guy in Episode 4.
Jet Parkins.
Was that his real name? Well, there was a guy that looked like his kid, and when he died, I was like, well, that's just how we go, apparently.
Oh, my God.
No, because he was in the early, he was in the scene in the beginning when it was just him, because he was just a heavy, you know who I'm thinking of, right? Just heavy, chubby, slightly bearded guy. And I was
right,
like,
one of the got shot down in the X-wing when they're going on the bombing run. Yeah.
Yes. I was like, is that your kid? Because that sucks, man.
Oh, God.
But one thing I want to say, so getting away from
there were heroes
some of
on that mission, Matt.
Dead heroes.
No.
Oh, God, that one stung. I was like, yeah, you probably should have listened to Organa, dude. Oh, I loved it, too, by the way. It's like, you've been demoted.
Yeah, like, no, just immediately gets back on board. Smack! You've been demoted. What? Don't what me.
Keep on talking to me, I'll make you a droid.
Oh, shit.
Keep on going. Just keeps on getting demoted.
Oh, God.
Just, it is nice to see you, fellow droid. Shut up, C-3PO.
Wipe that nervous look off your face, 3PO. Nervous.
That, and I love just, I do not think it's in my protocol to be a part of mutiny.
3PO, get back here! No, it is not proper protocol! You fucking...
I love it, though, because it's like, in theory, though, he really shouldn't have been part of that mutiny, though.
I mean, like, he wasn't. He was just on the bridge.
I know, but, like, R2 has a couple of screws loose. In my head, I'm like, R2 fucking started it. Like,
yeah.
Like, R2, like, literally, like, you have Poe. Should I really start a mutiny? R2's like, fuck you gonna do about this shit, huh? Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. What's your rank now? I don't even know anymore. Do you?
Or like
fucking
when he was talking to Luke on the Falcon.
Yeah.
Just
watch
coming to
language.
life and talking to Luke. Yeah, it's like, hey, at Sacred Island, watch the language. Oh, and just him, it's like, you know, I wish I could explain it to you, but I'm not coming back, and there's nothing you can do to change my mind, plays the hologram from Episode 4 of Leia. That was low.
Oh, by the way,
for you.
that was such
a shot.
Shitty... Yes, but that was a shitty hologram. I'm like, guys, you have to have the original film elements for Episode 4's hologram. Why did you give me a CGI'd video game Leia? I'm sitting there, I'm like, really, guys?
I guess the idea is that it might be a bit degraded at this point. That thing's fucking old. To be fair, so is R2. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right.
Like, no, seriously, like, he was old in the Clone Wars. And now we're, you know, like 40 years after Return of the Jedi. R2 is freaking ancient.
There's a reason why we complain about 1, 2, and 3, and that's one of the reasons why. It just did not make any sense to me to be like, you know who needs to be in these, at least in 1 and 2? R2. He just needs to be. I mean, my God, like, Anakin was a kid. Frankly, it's disturbing that Vader wasn't like, so, I know you're my kid. How's R2 doing? Just wondering. Have you seen him around?
He's still being wizard as a co-pilot.
Yeah, like, what about kind of like a...
back.
What about this weird, like, golden humanoid robot? You mean C-3PO? Wow, the more things change.
Oh my God.
Like, no, but like seriously, like that, I will never get over that. But speaking of the Skywalkers, so Leia, right?
Yes.
Hear me out, man. I understand that this is a fantasy, like, movie. Lucas and many people working on it think of it more as a fantasy than sci-fi, right?
Yep, it's a fantasy in space.
Exactly. But it's just rather odd that we've never had someone, I don't know, space skateboarding, kind of like Silver Surfer-ing with like some kind of spacesuit on or something. Why we haven't had that happen is we can have Leia in space unprotected, completely unprotected. And yes, she was in a coma. Yes, they had to bring her back. But in space, and yes, you might be like, but Matt, she's a Force user. So what, did she encase herself in the Force?
I don't want to be that guy and play the Force card. But
did she encase herself
and play the Force card?
But did she encase herself in it? Because her head should have exploded. Heck, she even had chills on her arm, so it's not... Oh, it is. So it's canon.
I mean,
outside of the movie.
Well,
she could go out with a Force helmet, and she could breathe her own air and be fine.
There are powers that can protect you from elements, not necessarily canon, but have been seen through most, like, what I'm thinking of is through games, but yeah.
Well, it's still game canon. Like, I meant, like, obviously it's not movie canon, but it's game canon, so that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, at this point, it's just at this point, canon for movies is a hodgepodge of whatever the fuck they want to take from whatever the fuck they've made before.
Pretty much. And that's the thing, too.
Yeah.
Like, Leia actually did. She never manifests it the way that, you know, obviously Luke can use the Force, but she's still, you know, sensitive as well. You know, she's more focused on, you know, running the Resistance or helping in the Senate. But she still did train. Like, here it's obvious that she did take the time. Here she had the time, arguably, to be like, you know what? Let me practice on that a little bit because it could come in handy for moments like these.
Right. I just wanted them to explain, like, what happened to her. She must have used the Force, because she used the Force to go back to the ship, which is amazing, right?
Yes.
But living outside of, like, it's kind of just like, well, why doesn't everyone do that? Of course she started freezing, because that's one of the downsides. But also breathing is also, because, like, the way, you know, because, like, Doctor Who does weird shit like that, but they explain it like, oh, there's so much air that will, like, shoot out of the TARDIS to try to help you. In a way, it's kind of like its own bubble, even if you step outside of the TARDIS in space.
Right.
Like they'll try to explain that in Doctor Who. Here, they were just like, what? You've seen this happen in 1 to 7. And I'm like, no, I haven't. Like, it's gone to the point where, like, Tristan, you and I have watched Droids, Ewoks. We fucking seen, what else did we see? We saw the Endor specials, those TV specials.
Yeah.
No one walked in space and was like, but I use the Force.
How
like,
of all
nobody...
the things you could reference, you reference those. I know it's because that's what you've seen. Jesus Christ.
But how does it make? But that's what we've seen and we've podcasted on. We haven't podcasted on Knights of the Old Republic.
I know. I'm thinking Clone Wars, which we've done some of. Which, God damn it, Matt.
We're going to get back to it. But even then, we haven't. In Clone Wars, no one was in space either, right? I was thinking of live action stuff, minus
Revenge
droids and Ewoks.
Grievous was out in space, but he's part droid, so yeah.
I love how you say part droid. He's 1% person or being at this point.
Yeah.
The dude is so droid at this point, it's not even funny. It might as well just be R2 in space with like 6 arms.
That offends him though, so just saying.
Right. Well, you know what? He's dead.
True.
So shit.
He's very dead.
Yeah, right?
So
Grievous appears in episode 9. Just... Why is Grievous here? Force Ghost? Hello there. Well, we've come full circle.
I mean, it's funny. I might have a comic to show you. But anyway.
But
for another time.
That's for another time. It's for another podcast. But so yeah, that was like I think the biggest issue in the not the biggest, but one of the biggest issues in the movie for me, which is like, could we just explain? Like, I'm cool with hand waving shit. We watch Doctor Who. Just give us the time to explain.
I mean,
why the fuck Leia survived.
Probably like the shield around the cruiser, maybe keeping her in as well, so that she could float her way back in. But yeah, I'm gonna just have to play the Force card. That's basically what it is.
Yeah, no, because all we needed to have is, as they're pulling her in, just thank God the shield held for as long as they did. That's all I fucking need to hear. That's one line dubbed in. Yeah. Just take someone's the back of someone's head to dub it in. Like you don't even. That's all we needed. One line. I'd be like, okay, all right, that's how it worked. Okay. And then we move on. That's why it was so awkward to me. I wasn't a big fan of that, right? Another thing that I wasn't a big fan of, and he might not be actually dead, right? But he seems pretty dead. Snoke seems pretty dead.
Yeah.
And I don't really get it. You know, I have to say, a lot of this movie, not a lot, but certain key plot points in this movie really felt like, wow, how can I not? Abrams didn't leave like a Bible of things he wanted to have done. Like, oh, hey, here's what I was setting up. And it felt like this writer-director, who isn't a bad writer or director in my opinion, just came in and was like, okay, here's where I'm going to take it. And now we have Abrams coming back for 9, and it's kind of like, are you just going to fucking rewrite everything he did? Like, I know you couldn't stay for 8, that's cool, but did you leave notes? Did you talk to Disney? Did you be like, guys, if you're going to bring me back for 9, or just in general, here's where I was taking things? Because not that it seems like a lot, like, in theory, it's not like a lot of it was dropped from 7 in theory, because of course we did have Rey train with Luke at least. We did have some other plot points continue as well, but there were just certain things in this movie that I don't know, it felt like I don't know what, like, first off we had I can't believe I've already forgotten her name. I don't think we mentioned her name yet in the podcast. I described her, but didn't mention the name. She was the bounty hunter that just died. That was a big deal in episode 7.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, she wasn't a bounty hunter. She was a general. I'm sorry.
No. You mean Captain Phasma?
Thank you. Yes, Phasma. She wasn't a bounty hunter. She might as well be fucking Bobo fucking 2.0, but she's Boba 2.0.
Well, yeah, it's funny because, yeah, that's how I felt with her quote-unquote death in this movie as well.
Yes, you too. She might not be dead, but I mean, she's not going to... I mean, at the very least...
It's funny.
Yeah.
Because she fell into the flames, but you didn't see her die. I mean...
She has a lot of armor, too.
I'm not sure... Yeah. Oh, dude, no, that scene where Rose pulls the pistol and just shoots her point blank in the chest and it just bounces right off, I was like, oh, shit. I'm like, so that armor isn't just for show. Which I never thought it was to begin with, to be fair. But, like, still, seeing it actually in practice, I was like, oh, shit, we're in trouble, guys.
Well, it's because we didn't really see her we saw her be badass, but not as much as we would have liked. So we thought, oh, there's going to be bigger things for her in episode 8, and then there just weren't.
No.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
I think,
they kind of, like, when you have big bad guys like Snoke, Kylo Ren, they need the screen time. And I'm not saying she doesn't either. She definitely did. But you've only got so much time, and they really had to develop Kylo in this one to set up for the next one. So
that's
it's
fine,
basically,
just don't kill her.
No, yeah, exactly. So that's why I think if they do kill her off and this is it, that's completely wasted potential and pretty much bullshit. But
okay, I'll give you that.
Like,
yeah.
She like this. What I'm hoping for is that she comes back and she's either part of Kylo's army, going forward, or she just comes back later on her own, maybe. But I really hope she ain't dead, because you didn't see her technically die on screen. So... What
Star Wars animated series is next? She'll be in that one.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Whatever the next animated series is, she'll be in it. It'll be
honestly, if they had an animated series for, for this trilogy, I would be completely fine with that. I don't know when that would happen.
Yeah, I think it would be nice to have something between 6 and 7. I mean, sure, we don't want to see we don't want an animated version of the moment where Luke was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill a kid," but I would like everything before that.
Right.
I do think, I understand people who, a little bit back onto the Luke thing, I understand why there are people that are like, oh man, I really wish I could have seen him be even more badass than we had previously seen. But, this trilogy was never meant for that. Like, if this trilogy had come out in the 2000s and was meant to be 7, 8, and 9, then I would have expected that.
Right.
Like, this would have been a very weird trilogy to happen 10 years ago. Which doesn't make
because
sense.
This,
right?
Oh yeah. This is the changing of the guard. You have the new characters coming in. You have Rey being the new Luke. You have Poe being the new Leia, and probably Finn and Rose being like the new Han. That kind of deal.
And Chewie is a real OG. He was even in Episode 3. That wasn't the rhyme. It just was. But was he officially in Episode 3, or was it just?
Yes.
Okay, so it was. Okay,
no, he was officially in Episode 3.
Right. I do wonder though what's gonna. Actually, no. Before we even get to this plot point, I just want to mention. So changing of the guard, like you mentioned. At first, I thought when we saw Luke walk out, when actually showing up to help, I thought, so we've gone full Goku. This is what we've done. We've just because once I realized what he was doing, I was like, wait a minute. Okay, he's distracting them. I was like, that's good. What's even funnier is I'm actually really happy that he was like a projection, because when nothing affected him, I was like, all right, guys, this is a bit too much. Like, I love Luke.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, too. He's even projecting himself as a younger version, too. And he has his original lightsaber, his father's lightsaber, not his current one.
Mm-hmm. But it's not that he was a younger version. It's that because the blows couldn't affect him getting shot like that, I was like, okay, I know that Luke's Luke, but really he's going to deflect every single thing you throw at him?
Well,
like,
it's
that's
funny, because
a bit much.
that was a Legends level Luke. I'm not even kidding.
Okay.
He could have totally deflected all that.
Okay, then I'll give you that, right? Then I would. Then I'll give you that.
I love that, though, when he just flicks off his shoulder.
That was odd.
God.
I wasn't a big fan of that.
Well, it's funny, because in that scene, it really, from, people that I've heard dissecting stuff and just looking at it myself now, looking back, Luke is also trying to embody Han in a way. He's basically doing everything he can to piss off Kylo and make sure he's focused on him so that everyone else can get away.
That I'll give you.
So,
yes,
even the way he talks to him,
off.
the way he projects himself, the lightsaber that he's holding, that Kylo thinks is rightly his,
that I'll give you 100%. He's trying to piss him off.
And even his last line, when he slashes through him, and he says, "See you around, kid." It's like, that's exactly what Han would have said to him, not Luke.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I'm fine with him fucking with him. It's more so from a comedy perspective. I didn't laugh at that. I was like, okay. But from I'm literally trying to fuck with him. It makes sense. Yes.
And I didn't see it as I guess, you could consider it that way, but I didn't personally think it was coming from a comedy sense. Not like some of the earlier scenes. This was serious.
No one laughed in the theater when you saw it?
There was a little laughter here and there, but what was
more
I
for
going
to say, though?
Dusting off his shoulder, but
that's what I'm saying, though. That's what it was meant to do. Dust off the shoulder, and to me, I didn't find that funny. But when you explained to me, it's like he's trying to fuck with him. Legitimately, in canon, trying to fuck with him. I'm like, oh, okay, that's funny. Well, not funny, but it makes sense. It's canon. It makes sense. That's a great way to describe it. But so what's on my mind right now? Why are you stuttering, Matt? What's on my mind right now isn't just the fact that Snoke died and everything, and it's not even the idea of Rey's parents, which we'll get to that soon too. It's the fact that we finally got a glimpse into the idea of who is selling these arms. They aren't being made, they are being sold. And apparently there's double dealing going on, which makes sense because sadly that happens in real life too. So there's double dealing going on to the bad guys and the good guys, quote unquote. So then the question becomes, are they going to be big? Because I would actually be really frustrated if Abrams is like, well, that wasn't really what I was looking at, so we're not really going to talk about that. Because it's just like, I know that the First Order matters, but that means that if we beat the First Order in 9, none of it really fucking matters if we're not taking down these people who are making and selling these arms to people like the First Order.
True.
So I hope that some of that is addressed in Episode 9 in some way or another. And I know corruption like that is never really addressed, but like just the idea of when you bring that into a movie franchise, you can't just be like, but who cares, guys? It's like, but then when Episode 9 is done and the First Order is down and we're like, we did it, yay, we won. It's like, no, we didn't. There are still at least some people in the First Order or whatever, whatever, like a faction of them that'd be like, no, we still kind of want to do this, and these guys are still willing to sell us arms. So fuck it, we're the Second Order now. And it's like, all right, then no one cares. We're the Neo First Order. Who gives a shit? And it's like, all right.
God. It's funny because that actually sounds like a book premise to me. Yeah, like, I don't...
Legends premise.
Or no, not even Legends. I mean, for like a book set within this trilogy's universe, like the Resistance, or if they are able to, reestablish the Republic, it would be the Republic trying to go after, these arm dealers. I could see that being a really cool premise for a book.
Yes,
but
it would be. It would be nice.
Being addressed in a movie,
even partially.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
I'm not. No, you misunderstand. I'm not saying I don't want to get back to, talk about how do we outlaw this. No, I want to get to smashing and blowing stuff up. Like, can we hurt these guys? Can we? I'm not saying we have to like sit there and be like, let's see them draft a law. Like, I'm discussing it more like how do we get these guys away from being pieces of shits? Because clearly nothing matters if you can just keep on selling arms to whoever the fuck wants to buy them for whatever they want to buy them for.
Yeah.
Especially when the arms are at this level.
Yeah. And I feel like the character DJ is the name of the character, but when he talks to Finn about that, because Finn has kind of gone, he's gone from being First Order Stormtrooper to being, hero of the Resistance, and DJ's just like, dude, don't get involved with either side. It's like it's a huge trap. You blow them up one day. They blow you up one day. You'll just get them back. You blow them up another day.
Right.
But I think it was just a point of trying to sway him and giving his character like something to think about. Like, oh, am I really in this? For the long haul. It's like because all Finn wanted to do was get the fuck out of there for the longest time, and really. He's only really he was there because he was unconscious, but also he's like, Rey is my first priority. Like, I want to make sure that she's okay.
Right. It's so, I think one flaw that I think this movie had, I mean, I'm happy that it was 2.5 hours long, but frankly it had to be, and even with it being 2.5 hours long, it still feels like there was too much. Like, I'm a little nervous, and it's like, Matt, what do you mean it's too much? What do you mean? It's because I'm a little nervous with the way that some stuff in 7 hasn't really been picked up for in 8. I feel like with 8, it's kind of like, so are we really going to have them discuss or really address or kind of have any of these issues be apparent in Episode 9? Like, the idea of, it's like, will Finn actually ever reconsider what he's doing? Probably not. And then that was kind of lost. Will we ever get...
At this point, no. I think he even makes his. I think he's made his stance clear too. When they get betrayed by DJ, he sells them out. He's like, no, it's not just we blow each other up. It's like there is a just cause behind this, and we're trying to make things better.
Right. When I say reconsider, I don't mean like he sits there and he's just like, do I wanna like not so much he's retreating or something like that, or like he's like, I'm just gonna join the bad guys again. Like not like that. I'm talking about like. It feels like certain plot points that were brought up here, just like I mentioned with the whole, the bourgeoisie, the casino and everything, I'm just worried that we're never going to hear about that again. And it's like, these are things, guys. Like, I'm sure we're going to get Luke, right? But another issue too is like now we can talk about Rey's parents a bit. Is Abrams blah, 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 right? Like, is Abrams going to just come in and be like, you know, I think I'd prefer it if it was Obi-Wan as her dad, and just kind of hand wave it as well. You know, Kylo Ren's a big liar. Which, to be fair, to try to get him to work with her, it would be smart to use her memories against her, or what she thinks happened. It would be smart, but it feels like but the movie itself was trying to set up the premise of the Jedis don't own the Force. Anyone can use it, bro.
Right.
Luke says, anyone can use it, bro. Looks over to Yoda. Yoda's like, used bro well, you did.
Oh, my God. I mean, it's like the biggest thing is that Rey and Kylo are foils of each other. You know, Kylo has, you know, that mighty Skywalker blood in his veins. And yes, he is powerful, and yes, that does play a part in it. But you don't have to come from this prestigious Force-using bloodline, too. You know, the Force works in mysterious ways. And sometimes it can just be, you know, the person, it's like, oh, you have no place in this story, you're nothing. It's like, no. I mean, anyone can rise up to be the hero. That's, you know,
exactly.
I feel like they try and, you know, drive that point in. It's like, no, she has no background, and that's the point.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to.
Yes, and I appreciate that. Now, like, now we have to ask, though, because, again, another thing that was dropped from Episode 7, why did we hear Obi-Wan's voice?
There were things from 7 that were never addressed in 8, too, that were kind of like, they felt like big things. But
yeah, and it's just really, like I'm saying, just like certain stuff, I was going to say little, but it's not little when it adds up. Certain stuff here and there that I just feel as if we've dropped in 8, so now now that we have Abrams back, are we going to fucking drop them for 9?
Right.
Because if that's the case, then it's just like, guys, can we just, like, as much as, okay, I want people to feel free enough to make their own works, and I don't want them to feel like they're bound to have to do something a certain way just because. I'm not a big fan of when it feels like you have a certain director or writer come on to a Marvel project and want to do their own thing, and then they're told, nope, we have our own, you know, like, beats, and we know exactly what we want. It's just kind of like, then how about you guys write it? Like, why are you getting someone else to write it if you know exactly what you want? So, and also something like that kind of happened with Solo a little bit, where it seemed like the writers wanted to go a little bit like more comedic and more hammy and funny, and whoever it was, Disney was just like, no, we don't want that. And it was like, well, wait, but you brought on the guys that are known for funny, hammy stuff. Why would you bring them on if you didn't want them to work their magic? So, my whole thing is, I feel like it's just like if it wasn't going to be Abrams working on it for all 3, there still should have been some kind of Bible or something to be followed, because if this is what Abrams' plan was and what Disney's plan was all along, okay, that's fine. I'm just worried that Abrams is being brought on to be like, okay, so let me tell you what my vision was going to be. And by the way, this might sound like it's anti-Abrams. No, we actually love his work with Cloverfield. His work with Star Trek it's lens flary. It wasn't terrible, right? And his work with Episode 7, to you and I at least, was not bad at all.
Yeah.
But I'm just a little nervous, right? Because clearly he had plans from 7 to 8, and if those weren't addressed or realized, and now he's on 9, is that going to be an issue? You know?
Right.
Because one thing I want to say, though, that was a nice thing is how they added some more characters to the universe. Again, I do feel like, even though I said there's a bit too much going on, I do think it's nice to add in, like, an actual, like a master coder guy. He wasn't a master. He was just a coder. But still, to add him in there, because we haven't really seen much of, like, hey, we can get past, like, anyone who can get past security walls and everything, they're usually droids.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, maybe show someone who isn't a droid. Like,
right.
are you telling me everyone has... Like, everyone's supposed to just have a droid in their back pocket at all times. Like, no, like, not all droids are expensive, but they are large. Like, you can't just, like, I'm sure there has to be, like, very small, tiny, like, eraser-sized droids. But, like, usually the ones we see in the universe are quite large. Even if it's, like, BB-8, it's still big enough to not, like, you can't just sneak it in your pocket.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So there are people that, for a living are thieves that would have the ability to get through security.
Right.
It just made sense.
I mean, he was part of the crew that wrote up the protocols, and not the protocol, but the programming for the security on Snoke's Star Destroyer.
Right. So
like that's how he knew about the simple tricks to get in and out too. So.
But even in general, it seems like he could have worked some other stuff too. It's not like he's only good for the First Order ship.
Oh,
I'm sure he can crack into some other shit too, is what I'm saying.
Right. He seems like the person who's done odd jobs for just about everyone in the galaxy. Kind of like, Maz too. How they were talking with her when they were looking for someone to be able to break through the security system. She's like, could I do it? Hell yeah, I could do it. Can I do it right now? Fuck no.
We need an entire movie based on her, because literally just pew pew, just fucking C-3PO. Oh my word,
it's a union
very
dispute.
dangerous.
It's a long story. Yeah.
I wish
hilarious.
which episodes. I'm looking at 1, 2, and 3. I'm like, why were those not your union disputes? But it was just so yeah, that was nice to like. Even though I liked her character, I hope she's in 9. It was kind of nice to just try to give it to someone else, and then having this guy appear. But my question about him though is, so when was he and was he not a part of? Like, he was working with them normally, and then all of a sudden it's like, we're gonna kill you. Actually, I've worked with you guys. Give me money, and I'll tell you everything I know. Like, that's what happened.
Yeah. Well,
like he wasn't. They didn't pay him from the get-go. Like, I'm gonna find those two, and then I'm gonna get their plans. Like, no. Like, he was. It was just so happened that he found them. And then when it's like, we've caught all 3 of you rebel scum. Actually, not rebel scum. Pay me off, and I'll tell you everything.
Yeah. He doesn't play a side.
Okay.
He'll play both sides. Whatever keeps him alive or gets him paid. He doesn't give a shit.
Exactly. And no, because the one thing I have to say though that's a little odd is that. And I know it's a movie, we're supposed to just, have our suspension of disbelief and everything, but so they don't find the master coder because he was off playing, fucking dice. Like, when they tried to find him, and then he was just like, oh, yeah, because she was like, there was this woman next to him who I thought maybe she was the master coder, like, in disguise or something. Like, it was just like, oh, because it reminded me of, like, Death Note, where it's like, oh, that's just a decoy. I'm the real, one or something.
Yeah.
But then she was like, something going on, sweetie? He's like, I don't know. We're doing this right here. And then we never see him again.
I'm on a roll.
Yeah. So we never see him. Maybe he'll show up at 9. We're going to see him again. But then in the prison, it's just kind of like, well, isn't it your lucky day? Like, I know movie such as Disbelief, but like, how lucky is it that you find a guy who's not only a master coder, but also worked on the same ship, who apparently will work for peanuts because, shit, they weren't paying him much.
I'm not even sure they would have been able to pay him at all, to be fair.
Do you want one of these cute screaming creatures? Just like, what are their names again? Pogs?
The Porgs, yeah.
Porgs, thank you, Porgs. Those Porgs, man. I looked at those Porgs and I'm like, you're trying to like replace BB-8 already, and it's kind of dumb. But I have to be honest though. I bought plushies. I'm kidding. I have a bunch of Porg plushies on my couch right now, so I don't know. No, but
I mean,
it
was from
they
a
were
friend,
cute.
But I have a shirt with them on it already.
That's wonderful.
It is them stepping on the lightsaber though, and like peeking at it. Oh God.
here's the thing.
I was so certain one of them was going to get stabbed with that lightsaber. And a lot of people wanted that to happen.
I don't know why. Because, honestly, they're a lot better than Ewoks. Sorry. Ewoks were better fighters, and I like them more when reading more about them and hearing more about them. But they truly felt thrown in. Even though they had more of a... Like, here's the thing, right? I would rather prefer Porgs being thrown in, but not having, like, their own... I don't know, like, because it's just weird to me. Where it's just like, look at these brand new creatures that you've never met before and you've never really seen, but they're also warriors, and you're going to see them fight. But they're also cute and cuddly, so they can't fight too much, but they can fight enough. It's kind of like, all right, guys, this is a lot to delve into right now. Versus Porgs that are like, they're cute and they don't really serve much purpose, so that's okay.
Other
so when you
than
show
to piss off Chewbacca.
Right, which is fucking hilarious because without the Porgs there, it's just showing Chewbacca in the ship, just flying the ship with nobody next to him. I'd rather have a screaming cute Porg than feeling sad about Han Solo's death every fucking time they cut to the Falcon.
Now you know how Chewie feels. But that piloting and through the Crystal Caverns and playing, it's funny. It's the same theme. Like, I don't know if the theme has a name, and I don't think it's the Falcon's theme really, but it's they played it during Return of the Jedi when they do the second Death Star run. So that was really cool to hear again. Or they even played it in the first one too, escaping from the Death Star when Luke and Han are shooting down TIE fighters. Yeah, seeing Chewie be able to pilot the ship like that all on his own, it truly feels like a situation where when we first saw Han and Chewbacca, and we kind of thought it was like, yeah, okay, you're in charge, and then you're muscle. No, it seems like it's a bit more like a Whis and Beerus situation from like Dragon Ball Super. Well, no, Whis and Beerus in the sense that like it seems like Chewbacca is old enough to have taught Han what he knows about flying the ship. Yeah. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out about it in Solo, I guess. That isn't a plug for fucking. Yeah. Well, because Chewbacca's in Solo. Yeah. 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 Okay. So, because I don't know what. I mean, I'm happy they didn't go with like Han as a kid, but for all we know, fucking in Solo, he's gonna be like, yeah, I've known him since I was a kid. He taught me everything I knew. It's like, all right. But yeah, I'm just so when it comes to the whole idea of like things being dropped, I really hope we don't get certain plot points dropped. Speaking of Rey's parents, though, yes, I do enjoy the fact that Rey can just be, just a normal human being, but it does feel odd the way it was done, the scene. So I do wonder if there's so much in this movie that I do wonder if it's the last of, and I don't know if we'll just complain about being like, oh, J.J. Abrams only changed it all. If the scenes actually make sense, where like we had the scene where it's like, oh, it's like did she die? Right? Did Phasma die? Well, we saw her fall in the fire, so maybe not. Like she was eaten. Boba Fett's like, you could have become shit. Let's be real here. You got off easy. So she wasn't eaten by like a flame monster, so she might be fine there. I think one thing, and maybe we'll get some of this in Solo, one thing that I feel like should be brought up at some point, hopefully in 9 if we're getting into like people being arms dealers, I want to see what's going on with the oh shit, oh no, why did my brain just completely explode? How late is it? How tired am I? I want to see what's going on with the oh good God, with the Hutts. I want to see what's going on with the Hutt family, the Hutt dynasty, the Hutt mob. I know we got a little bit of that in Clone Wars, but I really want to see what's going on with them. It's not like they were all. Oh, it was Jabba wasn't the last one in Episode 6, right? There's still more Hutts out there. Yeah. There are other Hutts, yes. Clone Wars has shown there are other Hutts, yes. I would like to see some more Hutts. I would like to. Yeah. Because I know, and I know. Solo.
either in Solo or at least it would be nice in Episode 9 if we're going to get into some of that whole arms dealer stuff. Because who else would sell fucking weapons? The Hutts fucking would.
That's true. Yeah.
Surprise we didn't see one in the casino. You would think, right?
Yeah.
But really happy, by the way, to see the casino because it felt like the only time we ever got any kind of inkling of like Star Wars nightlife was in the cantina and a little bit of Episode 2.
Right. Yeah, on Coruscant.
But but other than that, we didn't really get much of it. And it's kind of like, look, I know there's a war going on, but like PJ said, like, hey man, don't pick a side. There's other shit going on. You can just do other shit. Yeah, in some ways I kind of do want to see, not like crazy amounts of other stuff, because again, we have a war going on, guys. But,
right.
It was nice to see, like, oh, right, like, there are people who, I mean, not nice to see there are people who are pieces of shit, but, like, it is nice to see, like, wow, like, it's not just, because the way Star Wars makes it seem sometimes, it makes it seem like there's only, there's the good guys, the bad guys, and then random village planets in between, maybe with some more urban planets. But other than that, it feels like it's just, we're a city, and then we're mostly just fields, a lot of fields, maybe some jungles. And I feel like, that's what I feel like when you look, and I know you're going to be like, Matt, but remember Clone Wars. I know, but I'm talking about, like, the movies.
Yeah.
So with the movies, it truly feels like it's just everyone's poor, unless you're the Empire, right, or unless you're the First Order. Everyone's poor. So it's just kind of me sitting here like, wow, yeah, there are some people, some bourgeoisie, some, top 1% motherfuckers who are just making their money off of slavery, essentially, right, just getting these kids, enslaving these animals, having them race. Racing for amusement does suck, but, like, holy shit, the fucking, like, the whipping is even worse.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, I was gonna say like, haha, pod racing. But
at first I thought they were going to be like, look, the races, and I was going to be like, are there pods? Please tell me there's pods. And then there were animals, and I was like, well, that's sad.
Yeah.
And then when I was wondering what animals were racing, and I was like, can tauntauns live outside of Arctic areas? I thought they were shaved tauntauns.
Oh, God. Oh. Whew.
But then they weren't. And I was like, all right. For a split second, I was like, did you guys shave a tauntaun?
That would have been something. Oh, God.
Right? But yeah, so the way I see it is, I loved how they had the Pokemon tie-in. The Glaceons, I love them. Is that the name of the Pokemon? The one I'm thinking of? The Eevee spin-off evolution?
The ice evolution of Eevee, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these things were crystal, well, I mean, yeah, ice is crystalline as well, but they're more like, I mean, ice is a mineral, so they're like mineral crystalline, animals. So you're not wrong, but...
Yeah. Come on, you can't tell me that wouldn't be a live-action Glaceon. Like, come on. Like, it's not like I'm sitting here like, it's not like I'm sitting here like, the Porgs are like Pikachu. Like, that's not, like, no. Like, that's a bit too much of a stretch.
Well, I mean...
because they didn't have electric powers. That's the thing. Like, if they could shoot electricity, then I'd be like,
made of, But, Matt, it's salt.
Right. That was interesting because I first was like, is that man bleeding? And it's like, no, it's salt. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard a lot of other people say too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, so we're on Hoth again? No. This one's covered in salt.
Okay. We're not on Hoth. No, but how funny is it though? Because they're in the shafts, like where the planes would land and everything. And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, you're telling me that's not Hoth in Battlefront? Really? Are you fucking serious? Really? I'm sorry, man.
It's a similar styled base, yes.
But dude, it's a similar, it is a similar style, yes. And I know that you would think that, engineers would or not engineers, but architects would probably style them very similarly because similar, planes flying into these different ports and everything. Because it was an old
rebellion base, and it's they're always on the run, and yeah.
Yes, of course. Yes, but it's just, how funny is it
though?
It really looked. But that's what I'm saying. It just looked like a carbon copy of something we'd see in Battlefront, literally down to a T. Where I'm like, guys, are you just copying and pasting the CG, guys? Or the architecture for the CG. I'm like, guys, is it from the games? Come on, it looked way too familiar. Nice. Dude, I'm not saying it's bad. It just looked way too familiar. Doesn't mean that it's terrible that it looks familiar. It's just I'm looking at that and I'm like, we're on Hoth. No, we're not. That's the base on Hoth. No, it's not. There's, like you said, there's salt. See? All right. And look at these little creatures. You wouldn't see these on Hoth. I guess not.
You wouldn't. But
you wouldn't, yeah. But still, I was like, all right. But I love, by the way, how the Porgs, just followed Chewbacca. Thank you for killing but not eating our kind. And I was like, all right.
Oh, yeah, he goes to eat one. He scares the others away, but that little one, I'm like, so you basically either cooked its mom or dad. I'm not sure which, but you did. And even Chewie's like, oh, fuck, I can't. Really? Now, I already killed it. I might as well eat it, but now you've made me go and lose my fucking appetite. Thanks, whatever.
I'll eat it on the plane. Well, because I have to wonder, what the thing is, too, is, what does Luke eat? Because we know what he drinks. I don't know if that's nutritious enough to, supplement food. What does he eat?
He fished up that giant fish monster, too.
Okay, that's fair. I guess fish, then. Because, I'm sure he looks at the Porgs, and he's like, I honestly can't, guys. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's the Porgs' only defense. They're just that adorable. People are like, it's very hard to think about it. All right, fine. I'll go fish, you dicks. Porgs are like, yay. I don't know why people would be annoyed by Porgs, other than the fact that, they took BB-8 screen time. That I'll give, right? But other than that, I don't know why people would be upset by Porgs. Ugh, cute things. Again, better than Ewoks. People want to shit on Ewoks.
I
but
die
when I say better
a little
than,
bit more every time I hear you say that. But well.
So you're telling me no one has ever shit on Ewoks before?
Oh no, I'm not saying that. Plenty of people shit on Ewoks.
But that's what I'm saying. If everyone shits on Ewoks because it's they were such a big part of the movie, then how about we get them less? No.
No, I know. It's even something I heard somebody talk about, and I forget where it was, but it was it was a guy on YouTube that I watched, but talking about how each new trilogy that comes out, it's you forget, everyone forgets all the shit that they used to complain about for the prequels, or, even some things in the original trilogy and say, oh, it was so much better when it was this. It's are you, when the new one comes out, it's do you remember half the shit that you people have said? I don't think you do.
I love how you say, you're just no one remembers. I'm just standing on a rock like Luke, just staring into your eyes, just I remember.
Right. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm you can't tell me you don't remember all the shit that you used to complain about just because there's something new out, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and to be fair, I don't think when we did Episode 6 podcasts, I don't think I complained about them. I just said, I feel like they're just a weird addition out of nowhere, and then, of course, we both knew from interviews that Lucas wanted to add something cute for merchandise. I'm pretty sure that was, one of the...
It's also a good foil to the Empire, too, the natives, in tune with nature, uprising against the big mechanical terror.
Of course, but remember that there was talk of them being a planet of Wookiees at first. And then they turned into Ewoks because marketing. So, because then there was a TV show made about them, and they were cute. Written by Paul Dini, wasn't the worst, but they were cute. So, I mean, not even just the animated series. There were the 2 fucking other movies we just talked about earlier in the podcast, where it was just like, no matter what, it's like you're getting your Ewoks, motherfucker. But my point is that, like, I didn't complain about them, but we did acknowledge that happened. Like, there are interviews. Lucas has said it, or someone has said it on Lucas. Like, either Lucas said it, or someone else on staff was like, yeah, that's why we did it. So, like, it's why it happened. So, okay, right? But I would argue that if you complained about that, then it's just like, great, then let's get less of that in Porgs. Although, again, I want to even be the one to say, I would have preferred more BB-8. Like, we included him in 7, and he was really fun. Like, I would prefer him being more... He was useful, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there was something lost with less BB-8.
I mean, like, the drunken dude at the casino putting coins in him and then using that as a coin slot gun against the guards. And then saving, Finn and Rose from the First Order troops when he hotwires a frickin' AT-ST and goes charging through the hangar.
Yeah, that was funny. Yes.
BB-8, are you piloting that thing? What? No, the dude stole it. What the fuck are you talking about, Finn? Like, just BB-8.
Oh, I love it too, by the way. Like, why are you raiding your own ship? This isn't your own ship. It's like, it's just like, you stole it. And then all of a sudden, like, he looks at BB-8, we stole it.
There's also, at the beginning, when they land back on the Resistance cruiser, and, Finn naked bag leaking? Did you fry a chip? No, look over there,
That killed me.
Oh, shit.
That killed me, because it sounded like the inane ramblings of a fucking of a droid that fried its chip. And
granted, he did kind of fry himself trying to fix Poe's weapon systems.
Yeah, I did not like that. I was like, guys, could we acknowledge that that's painful? Like that, a droid should not be that's terrible. Like you talk, because the thing is yes, throughout the series, sometimes people say things like, "Oh, droids, they're just worthless. Who cares about droids?" But then we've shown this connection with someone and their droid. So it's kind of like, guys, can we just not have BB-8 killing himself right now, please?
R2 and 3PO have been disassembled and shocked and tortured multiple times. It's just kind of in the line of work. I'm not saying all droids. I'm saying just being in a battle. It's like, BB was trying to fix it, and he's like, all right, we don't have time. I'm just gonna bite the bullet on this one and hope me and Poe don't both die. Because Poe still cares about BB-8.
Yeah,
shit,
that's true.
He seemed to care about him more than fucking Finn and Rose when they came back. When they land in the hangar, and he pops out. He's like, "Oh, don't shoot! It's us!" And then BB-8 rolls out. "Oh, buddy, how you doing?" "Oh, thanks a fucking lot, Poe. We only, tried to get rid of the fucking Star Destroyer for you, but whatever."
I hope, and I pray to God. I pray really hard, man, that we do not get some kind of love triangle in Episode 9. That's the one thing I'm okay with being dropped. If that's completely dropped off the face of the fucking earth.
Yeah.
Because you saw it too, though, right? It wasn't just me. You saw it too.
Oh, yeah. No,
just
I saw it. It was subtle.
No,
but
the issue with and if anyone's wondering what I'm referring to, it's Finn, Rose, and Poe. I just don't want there to be any issue with Finn and Poe getting it on.
I should have seen that coming. I really should have.
You really should have.
I really should have. I'm ashamed.
But why are we gonna? I don't know, because it feels like we're leaving everyone in the dark. If because not everyone, but we're leaving Rey in the without someone. If we end up having, we have Poe, and we have BB-8, we have Finn, and we have Rose. And it's like we're not. I don't know if I'm a fan of Rey and Kylo Ren. So.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
But all jokes aside, though, we saw it. We saw obviously Finn is like, holy shit, I hope you're okay because you're half dead. Rey, happy to see you, but you're alive. So you're really alive.
Yeah.
I'll see you in a second. And so it's kind of like, you look dead. And also, she kissed him and everything, which was awkward, but I'm happy he didn't reciprocate because that's how that's not how every single movie romance should go, especially if the movie is centered around romance. But if the movie isn't centered around romance, I've noticed recently, and you have too, I think, because these are movies that I think we've done together on a podcast or we've talked about them. These movies don't focus. Some of them don't focus on romance. They focus on other things, and romance is such a minute part of the plot. Yet out of nowhere, by the end, they're just like, "We love each other, we do," and then it's like, what? Or it's just like, they kiss, and it's like, what motivation do you have to kiss other than that you're two very attractive people?
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, I like that she kissed him, and he was just like, oh, wow. Like, he's sitting there, he's like, I did not realize the Empire let that work. I thought it was deactivated, but apparently it works. Like, Rose is going to be very surprised when he's just like, so I'm a eunuch. They did not make anything down there. I'm kind of like what I imagine what a Ken doll would be if they existed in our universe.
Holy shit.
Well,
that sounds in character for what the First Order would do. Yeah, totally. But Jesus Christ.
My God.
Oh. The whole thing with the First Order is, like, they capture people and brainwash them from, like, childhood.
Right. Well, no, but I'm confused, though, because I thought we talked about this with the Episode 7 podcast. But he is a clone, right? Or he's just a stormtrooper? No, so he's not one of the clones. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Clones, that's prequel trilogy.
No, but I'm pretty sure. I thought they kept on using the tech.
Not really, no. The Empire kind of dissolved that.
Okay. I thought that tech was
enlistees.
Oh, right. Some are enlistees, yes. Okay, because for some reason I thought he was potentially cloned because Episode 4, a lot of them were really dumb. And also a lot of stormtroopers don't have good aim. It would just make sense if they were just, like, clones.
It's funny you're describing the exact opposite of the clone troopers.
We're right. Well, I mean, clones after many generations. Like many, many, many generations. To the point where it's just like, whatever, we need bodies here.
No, I mean, they were always pretty damn competent. They were bred for combat, specifically.
Right, the earlier ones. I'm considering, like, that's why when I see, like, think of Episode 4, I think of them as clones still, but they're not. They were just dumbasses. All right.
Yeah, but, if anything, enlistees makes more sense because it's the Empire, gaining more planets, just basically throwing anyone they can into their armed forces to have more forces. Like, there are higher trained levels, but, like, if you're a standard stormtrooper on a planet, I mean, granted, you probably wouldn't have been on the Death Star, but, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a while since I've seen Episode 7. Should we also be upset that there's no talk about what's going on with Finn? Like, he was asleep for apparently in between everything that happened from 6 and 7, which wasn't that long. I'm 6, 7. 7 and 8. 7 and 8 he was asleep. So, to be fair, Finn didn't really miss too much, though.
No.
And then after that,
I'd say he was probably only out a few days.
Yes. And then he woke up. But no, because when I say what's going on with Finn, like, I'm pretty sure we don't have an established backstory on him yet. He just was like, I didn't like working that shitty job. Which, to be fair, that could also describe anyone in retail. So, like, what else do we have for him? Because I don't remember him saying anything like, I was taken from my family at a young age, or anything like that.
I mean, he describes that's what the First Order does, so it's assumed that that's what happened to him as well. But he also doesn't remember much past that either.
Okay, right, so then we're just assuming that it's brainwashed. Because the thing is, I would hope that,
because he didn't even have a
scary
name
thing.
Either. He was just a number. They give him the name Finn, and he takes on that name. So he's basically making himself into a person as time goes on. He's trying to be his own person as time goes on.
Yes. No, because I think the rather strange thing for me, or I said scary even, is, like, I've said I hope that this is just a contained trilogy, that it's not actually like, we're going to make 6 of them. The reason why I say that is because I do wonder how 9 is going to have to wrap up everything. I feel like we're just having the same discussion. If we're talking about Dragon Ball Super, the end of Super, or we're talking about Episode 9, how it's going to... Because I would feel rather odd if it's just like, yeah, we never know anything about Finn, and then we don't see the character ever again. Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
Like, it feels a little bit wasted.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's kind of the thing in these stories. The story is kind of focused on Rey and Kylo, basically.
Yeah, but we have enough time, 2.5 hours. We have enough time to, at least hopefully in the next movie, just discuss something with Finn. Because the thing is, like, look, I love Poe, but I get it if we don't focus too much on what's going on with Poe. But, like, the way it felt like to me, at least, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's just the way the trailer was and some of the promotional materials. But it felt like Finn was going to be a big deal. And it felt like in 8, he was just side story fodder.
Well, I know it was going to be a big deal because it's like the whole part where they go, I mean, they are a big part of the plan, and the plan didn't go the way they thought it would.
Right. To be fair, yeah, no, it's funny. To be fair, someone will probably look at me and be like, it felt like Rey was less of a deal because even though you would say the story focused more on her, she didn't really even get that much action in or really much dialogue in for most of the film. Like, she did things, but in terms of actually, like, talking and discussing stuff, it felt like Rey was actually very quiet throughout the film. Where in the first one, she was very rambunctious, and of course she's in Skywalker's presence, she just wants knowledge, but it felt like in the first movie she was a big part of it, or a big part, where, like, in this movie, they're just, like I said earlier, they felt like there's so much going on. There's a lot going on. So it's really hard to feel like we've built anyone appropriately, I think.
Yeah.
Other than Rey and Kylo. And even then, it felt awkward because I thought we were going to get good Kylo, and that was going to lead into some interesting stuff in 9. Like, I think you and I were talking about, even though I've only saw the movie today, you and I were talking about, because I've heard some spoilers here and there, so I knew a little bit here and there. I thought you were talking to me how you thought it was going to end up being like Kylo working with Rey and then fighting against Snoke for Episode 9.
Yeah.
Not what we ended up getting.
Technically, we had that happen earlier than I anticipated, but it's how Luke says to Rey, I know you think, always in motion the future is. It's like, I've seen he will turn and, he'll help us. It's like you're putting your wants onto what you see as a vision for the future, which are never very clear to begin with. Yes, he might help you in that fight. Afterwards, it's like, because this whole dynamic with Snoke wanting him to be like Vader. But the big thing about Vader was he never got, to take power from Palpatine. Whether he wanted to or not, is debatable, but he never seized that chance. Luke brought him back before that. But Kylo doesn't have anyone to really bring him back now. Like, Rey is basically the biggest pull for him to come back. But he's so focused on saying, you know what? No, I'm going to be the head honcho now. I'm going to, put my mark on the galaxy.
That was so funny.
He's branded as being, the child of, Leia and Han, and then, Snoke brands onto him, you could be the next Vader. He's like, all of this greatness on my shoulders, I want to be my own person, and I'm going to make it fucking possible. I'm going to destroy everything else that's been established. He's Disney incarnate.
Yeah, right. No, we're talking about this right as he kills Snoke, by the way. Like, I turned my head to the television, and Snoke is literally cut in half. I'm like, oh, shit. And for my next magic trick.
That was fucking cool. Like, it's
that
funny.
Was funny.
It feels like Snoke is also kind of a lost potential, but he is basically there to have Kylo make his rise.
But I hope that one of, either with Snoke or with Phasma, one of the two is actually alive. Because if both are dead,
yeah.
I know we're probably going with Phasma here, but like I hope that one of the two is actually alive. The reason why is
I would be a little perturbed if he came back from being. Granted, he's not the only character to have been cut in half and come back, but this character got kind of cut in half a little bit more than just his legs got severed. No, that went through midway through his torso. That's like important shit in there.
But let me explain though. Wasn't he larger in the first one, or in episode 7, or am I just making that up? Is my brain just making up the fact that he did not seem that small and human-like in episode 7?
Yes, but it was because you saw a hologram projection of him.
But wasn't he... okay.
No, that's how he projects himself into a room, larger than life. He gives off that perception, and he gives that presence of commanding power. That's just a part of, that's a part of being the evil emperor overlord shtick, But no, he's always been humanoid.
Okay.
He's just a dark side user. Granted, that's the thing. I wouldn't exactly call him Sith either. So he's a bit different than Palpatine. Granted, yes, he's very similar to Palpatine and has very similar aspirations to Palpatine. But I wouldn't call him true Sith either. He never mentions that either.
Right, okay. So he was, because I wanted to see the pictures to try to remind myself what I was thinking. Because he wasn't like Smoke-like, but he was humanoid, but he looked so large that frankly, it is a bit of a letdown to have him just be like, oh, this is him. He's just like one of the guys. And it's just like, okay. Because I know you're right, he's not a Sith necessarily, but like to me, I don't know, it felt like there was going to be...
He still commands great power. I mean, shit, he didn't use direct force lightning like we see, Palpatine using. He shot it through the ground. So like his powers might be weakened by his physical state. But his whole deal is not overwhelming force. His is more, fuck with your mind, which is how he basically turned Ben to Kylo. He manipulated him through his mind.
Which, here's the thing too, right? I understand that hubris is what killed him, and that's what killed a lot of villains. It's just one of those things where, it's just one of those things
just the Star Wars
where
Same
I
thing
know. With
went down.
I know, but with episode 7, and even with the way we discussed, is he... Because did Snoke talk about other beings in other parts of the galaxy where he's fought before, where he's been to, what he's seen? Or was that us saying maybe he's from this part of the galaxy? Because there was I remember we were talking about the dark parts of the
unknown regions. Yeah. That's
you.
Really all we really know about him is that he's been hiding out in the unknown regions.
And Snoke said this himself, or did we hear it through some other means?
Well, it's through other means, but they're official means.
Yeah. So I know maybe they thought it was just a small, nice little nod, but when you hear that, my thought is, you're that large because you were in the dark regions and yada yada, but now just to be like, no, that was just a hologram. This is how he really looks. It's just, and then this is how he really dies. It's kind of like, so it's one of the things where it's like, wow, apparently Kylo Ren can just kill a lot of things in the dark region, in the unknown regions, because apparently he's just so fucking smart. And I get it, hubris. I totally get it. I get it. But man, is that a fucking huge miscalculation.
Yeah, on someone who seems to have been so cunning and calculating throughout this whole endeavor.
Yes, who already thought.
I mean, he thought that he couldn't be betrayed. He even says it himself. That's his hubris. He thinks he has Kylo wrapped around his finger so greatly that he's like, I can see him turning the lightsaber and striking his true foe.
He just didn't see who the foe was.
Exactly. He saw what he wanted to see. which
is a good theme.
Rey did that too.
No. And that fits in very well. Like, so in no way am I saying like, oh, the director's terrible, the writers are terrible. But it's just, again, the idea that with what Episode 7, and to be fair, you know, the whole Unknown Regions thing wasn't Episode 7. It was just official means. So, okay, fair. But it still felt like, again, like you said, wasted potential. There was going to be more. One thing I want to say that I really enjoyed that was not wasted potential was she was used very well, and I want to see more of her in Episode 9. Carrie Fisher's daughter, who was just like a 2-3 line character in Episode 7, but in this one she actually helped Poe with the quote-unquote mutiny.
Right, yeah. Yeah, she was one of the deck officers.
Yes, she had blonde hair. She has like two very, very, very small like buns, which is funny, to the left and the right of her. And she was actually on Scream Queens. She was very funny on there. So then when I saw her in Episode 7, I was like, oh, wow, she's here too. And then I looked her up, and then I told you, I was like, that's her daughter!
Right.
So then seeing her in this movie actually have a bigger role, I think that's nice. And I hope in Episode 9 she even has a bigger role. We're going to, as we're wrapping up, we're going to address something really sad, of course. You know, everyone knows what happened with Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's going to mean for Episode 9. You know, I feel really sad about it, you know, because I hate being like, you know, just talking about it from a movie perspective, but I didn't know Carrie Fisher, never met Carrie Fisher, not even like at a con or anything. So I have no reason to try to insert myself into that personally, because I feel like that's a bit of an invasion. You know, to just be like, let's talk, you know, but in terms of it as how it affects the movie, at first I think I wanted there to be some kind of edit in this film to kind of discuss that, but I think it would have been just too hokey and too much, because looking at the way this film was set up, if they had edited it so that she would have been gone in the first 5 minutes, the first 10 minutes, then that would mean that she didn't end up having that reunion with Luke. So that's not good. We needed that to happen.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they're going to do with Episode 9 with her, and I don't know what their original plans were for Episode 9, or if there even were technically any original plans, because it seems like they're playing a big game of hot potato when it comes with this trilogy.
Right.
So, you know, I guess we'll have to see. Oh, now I remember a joke that I didn't like. When Finn used the word Chrome Dome, I'm like, I know you're a nerd, Finn, but you've never really shown off that you say, like, things like that. We're supposed to be like, oh, Finn. You know, it's like, you nerd.
Yeah.
Rebel Scum line was in the middle. Where like,
yeah, you've always been scum. Yeah, Rebel Scum.
It's funny, because I didn't find it funny, but I was like, honestly, I don't know who wouldn't take that opportunity. Like, you would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I sat there and I was like, did Tristan write this line? Because it seems like something you'd say. But, yeah, so I don't know what they might do with Carrie Fisher. All I know is I hope that even if Carrie, with the original plans of Carrie Fisher being in Episode 9, I still hope that her daughter gets a bigger role. She definitely seems like she's a big enough part of the story already. Although I don't know how to feel about the mutiny, because we've talked about it already. You know, it's like, are we just going to be like, oh, all right, who cares?
That was one
Leia's
of the things
fine with it, so.
Probably annoyed me the most out of this movie, because I feel like I know it's supposed to be transitioning Poe from being, you know, the hotshot pilot into actually thinking like a general. And I know that had to happen. But
and I'm happy that, by the way, I have to say, though, I'm happy that he learned, though, because I think the biggest issue with movies nowadays is that the person doesn't learn, but whatever dumb shit they did is just established as being A-okay despite learning nothing.
Right.
And it feels
Permission
like Poe
to
actually
jump
learned.
in an X-Wing and go blow shit up? Permission granted.
Right. So the reason why I say that he learned is because he easily could have been like, you know what, Finn? Yeah, let's go help Skywalker. But he's like, no, this is all a plan. I see what he's doing. I'm not just some dumbass hotshot anymore.
And we're all that's left. Like,
yes.
And, he does realize at that point we're all that's left. If we die out, then the resistance is gone, and we can't have that happen.
Exactly. So, anyway.
But, I wish I wish that, Admiral Holdo had let him in on the idea that, hey, the transports are cloaked. Because, honestly, that's all she had to say. I know it was the point of the lesson of you need to listen to me and you need to look for the bigger picture. Obviously I had a plan, even if I didn't tell you. But at the point of he's gonna have a mutiny, it's just tell him. It's look, I know I'm trying to teach you a lesson, but the transports are cloaked. They're not going to be looking for us. It's fine. Get on the ship and let's get the fuck out of here. And he would have been oh, all right, we got a plan. He might have been still a little miffed about it, but at that point I think it would have been oh, well then he would have been well, why the fuck didn't you tell me that earlier?
Yeah, no, in his head,
that's what annoyed me
they're
about
running
it.
Yeah, in his head it looks like they're running away, which apparently can get you arrested on the ship if you're actually planning to run away.
Right.
Remember that? Where literally that's how Rose met Finn. I've shot 3 people today.
Right.
It's just yeah. Oh man, that was so funny. Although I have to admit though, I'm surprised that she lived. I'm happy that she lived, Rose, because I was worried at the end there. I was if you fucking die here, god damn it. So I'm happy she didn't die. And I hope that maybe there's something there with Finn, but again, I don't know what that means for Rey and Kylo. And frankly, I don't know how I feel. Are we now going to have to kill Kylo Ren in Episode 9? Because it's what I wanted in Episode 7. But then why'd you have to give me one whole movie to be no, he's turning, and I'm oh, good, never mind. And it's okay.
Yeah. Well, I think that's definitely going to be Rey's job. I feel he will redeem himself somehow.
Yeah.
Because, that's the thing. Even Rey points out, you turned, to Luke, you turned the most feared and hated man in the galaxy because you knew there was conflict in him. You didn't give up on him and you brought him back.
Yeah. I can't believe I almost forgot. I mean, even though the podcast is ending soon, I have to ask you, how'd you feel about the murder? Well, the attempted murder.
With Luke? Yeah. No, that was big. Do
you think it shouldn't have happened?
No, because even Luke says it himself, and it drives that whole idea. It's yes, Luke Skywalker is human too. He makes mistakes.
Right.
He even says it in that one fleeting moment. I looked into his future and I saw all the horrible things that he would do, murdering my best friend, trying to murder my sister, killing all of my students. And yes, I went to reach for my blade and try on instinct to stop all of this hurt and destruction. And then I look down and this is my nephew. This is my sister's son. No, of course I'm not going to kill him. I could never. And it's all replaced with shame. And consequences. And of course that's the moment that Ben looks up. And he even said, wait, let me explain myself, but
Ben's just
at that point
what
too,
the fuck can you explain though?
Right, exactly. It's just a horrible circumstance. It's just what happened.
No, yes. No, because it's kind of hard because some people, it's really hard to forgive Skywalker. No, but guys, he was about to murder him. We have to acknowledge that. We can't just be oh, but he redeemed himself because he did. You can't say that in a court of law. But I didn't stab him, Your Honor.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we're okay with it then. I mean, you didn't stab him. You were going to, but then you didn't. You hired the hitman, but then you canceled it. People, that's not how it works. So, I don't know if it was a good story element, but I do think that he should have, I'm happy with him being grizzled and old because, again, I don't think he should have been happy-go-lucky. Yeah, guys, yeah. But I do think that I'm happy that, I don't know if I'm happy necessarily with the fact that he was going to kill Kylo Ren, but, in an odd way, in a very Shakespearean Oedipus kind of way. It's like he then made Kylo Ren.
I mean, that's what Rey says to him. Your failure was that you thought his choice had already been made. But,
yes.
It wasn't.
Exactly. So that was very interesting there.
And I mean,
so
that's
again,
even what Yoda, Yoda says to him too, like, pass on what you have learned, your, not just your strengths, but yes, your failures. That's just as important to pass on to others, teach them from what you have learned from your failures.
Exactly. So, I think that's the best part to end it on, unless there's anything else you want to bring up, any small things. But I'm pretty sure that, I can't think of anything else personally, because I feel like anything else we'll be talking for another hour. But I mean, if you have anything that we didn't mention or anything you really want to drive home, please do.
I could go on about this movie for hours, but the fight scene with Rey and Kylo against the Praetorian Guards, that was fucking amazing. I loved every second of that.
It was needed. Yeah, it was needed, because I sat here and I was like, have we gotten an entire Star Wars movie without a lightsaber battle? Like, it kind of hit me. I was like, oh, God. I was like, that was because we didn't. Like, early, because throughout the film, we had Rey training, but no actual, because she's the only one that can use a lightsaber. Everyone else uses blasters or TIE fighters. Even Rey at the end, she's like, this is awesome, because she's never really been in.
Oh, yeah, when she fucking lands and everybody's trying to escape out of the back of the mine, she runs up, lifting rocks.
That killed me.
That was beautiful.
That killed me.
Yeah.
One thing that really was funny. One thing I have to say, though, is I was super happy with the whole plan of espionage they had to go through, because even though, like, even I was like, oh, it kind of felt like a little, like, side plot thing. I still, like B plot. I still enjoyed it because it felt the most Star Wars out of anything. Just the idea of, like, let's have a plan to invade a ship and no one will know. And I'm like, yeah, I'm watching Star Wars. That's just like, yeah, I'm watching Star Wars. We don't have to have, it's like, what if we have a plan to invade, I'm listening, a congressional meeting, I'm not listening, about legislating, still not listening, pod races, and I've stopped listening. I'm done. Anyway, I hope you guys didn't stop listening. I want to thank you all so much for listening in as always. Depending on where you're watching this video, if you're watching this video on our YouTube channel, then please remember to like and subscribe. If you like the video, comment below with your thoughts about Star Wars Episode 8. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe we're stupid. Maybe we're assholes. Tell us below. We'd love to hear it. If you're watching us through our Blog Talk Radio account, which is blogtalkradio.com/thoseguysradio, or Those Guys on the Radio, or mentioned our YouTube channel before, which is search up Those Guys on the Radio. If you're watching this or listening to this rather through Blog Talk Radio, thank you all so much for listening. We love you guys. You guys help us be us. You keep on listening in, keep on just being a part of the podcast throughout the years. We've been doing this for a lot of years now, so thank you all. Like 3 years or so, maybe even 4 technically. It's been a while, so thank you all so much. Want to mention that we also have our Let's Play channel. We have a bunch of different stuff that we do. We have a Let's Play channel as well, our general gaming channel, where Tristan and I have actually played Star Wars Battlefront in the past, and we've also played more recently, for Those Guys Play Season 4, you and I played Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee for the Nintendo GameCube. And we actually have Season 4 currently ongoing, and you can see me and a bunch of other hosts come on and play different fun games from our childhoods, some not, but mostly from our childhoods. So it was a lot of fun there. You could also see me do different tutorials showing you guys how to mod different consoles in certain ways, or how to do certain things with the consoles that you might not think you could do, and also open up different carts to see whether or not, like different older cartridges, to see whether or not they're fakes, repro cartridges and stuff like that, and also play video games by myself. So we have a bunch of, although you guys are with me if you're watching, so that's cool too. So that's our Those Guys Play channel, and we have our TG Productions channel, which is like a little fun channel based on like different skits that we do and fun little, just dumb stuff, and I say dumb in the best way possible. And you can actually buy some merchandise over at our main website, which is tgproduction.net/merchandise, or over at our eBay, which is ebay.com/USR/thoseguysradio. You can get a lot of cool T-shirts, posters, and also on our eBay you can get like video games and wrestling merch and also T-shirts as well. And you can also, if you want to follow all of this stuff, so you're like, I want to know when these podcast episodes are coming out. So we have Star Wars Wednesday, which you're hearing about it right now, but you could be like, I want to hear about Anna Saturday or Friday night movies, or even when we do Monday night movies and stuff like that, or TV Tuesdays and stuff like that. Well, what you can do is you can actually go to our Facebook, which is facebook.com/ThoseGuysRadio, our main website, which is teacherproduction.net, or our Twitter, which is @ThoseGuysRadio, and get updates for all of our different YouTube channels and our podcasts through there. Also, you can definitely give to us by going to our Patreon, help us keep ourselves afloat, patreon.com/teacherproductions. But you can give to us, but it's not like you can't get something back in return. So what you can actually give to us is, depending on what you give to, you can actually end up having, oh no, Tristan's call has been dropped. Well, I'll give him a salute. I'll talk to him after the podcast. But what matters is that through our Patreon account, you could actually, depending on what tier you donate to, we could actually, you could help us kind of shape the podcast depending on what podcast you want to look at. So we actually have a Keikaku Corner podcast, which Keikaku Corner is actually related to anime, video game, manga news, stuff like that on a weekly basis. So when we do those podcasts, you can actually, depending on what tier you donate to, you can be like, hey, I donated to this tier. I would love for you guys to talk about this article or this piece of gaming news or manga or anime news, and kind of shape how the podcast looks. Also, if it's a review podcast, you can basically say, I want you guys to review this movie, or I want you guys to review this TV show, or you can say something along the lines of, I would like you guys to do your top 5 Star Wars moments, or your top 3 Star Wars movies. And we'll have to look at Tristan and be like, don't just say 4, 5, and 6. But your top 5 Star Wars movies. And you can also end up, if it's not just for podcasts, it can also be for Let's Plays as well. So you can say, hey, I want you and Tristan to play this game, or Tristan and another host to play a different game, or something like that. Or do a review of a certain game, or things like that. So there's a lot of different things, or even be a sponsor. Right, so we can give you guys a shout out at the end of the episode, either for our podcast or our Let's Plays or stuff like that. So anyway, I want to thank you all so much for listening in. We're finally finishing this baby, wrapping it up, and sadly Tristan cannot say goodbye to everyone on the air, but I'm sure right now he's slowly cursing in the corner for the call being dropped. All right, thank you all so much. Love you guys. Take care and see ya. And Tristan would probably say, and may the Force be with you.